got to sell his soul. He's got to do things. And hey, you got to make a choice. And I think staying with Megan and doing all this Netflix stuff is one option. And then the other is really having your life back and being with your family and getting your life back. Essentially, he doesn't have a life. He doesn't have anything that is worth, I mean, in terms of his life, what is he going to do? What makes him happy? It's certainly not living away from his family and disconnect from his country as a prince and living this fairy tale life with Meghan, because she's the one who is living in her fairy tale, but Harry is simply living a nightmare, I believe. And this is part of it.
Breaking right now, growing horror at Buckingham Palace over Prince Harry following through on his threat to make a Netflix reality series about Princess Diana. This story has been slightly lost this week amongst the launch of With Love, Meghan Series 2, but it is by far the most painful act that Harry has taken against his brother in recent years. You'll remember at the 20th anniversary of the death of Princess Diana, Harry and William made a solemn vow to each other that they would let Diana rest in peace. They made 2 TV documentary series with the full cooperation and approval of each other, both for the BBC and ITV in the United Kingdom. But that would be all. Harry was fully on board with this plan until he had to secure a first look deal with Netflix, until he had to dangle the little carrot. And even now, Harry is threatening Netflix by saying that if they do not commission the series, he will be able to take it elsewhere. Now, for sources close to Prince William, this is a devastating blow, because the one thing that William hoped that Harry would not trash was his late mother's memory. As according to Taz said, I do not believe that anyone is shocked by this news. I think most people predicted that Harry would always stoop this low. It was just a matter of time. Prince William will be disgusted. Now, P-Dina, obviously I know William is very much trying not to follow the day-to-day occurrences of what Harry is doing. But look, he is a man who is acutely aware of the power of the media, acutely aware of the power of Netflix, and I am told completely disgusted by Harry's plan, which you will remember, P-Dina, just a few months ago, he was saying, oh, this was all just a fairy tale, absolutely no plans to make any type of show about Diana. How quickly things had to change when he needed a new big money deal, and this is the grim reality of his life now. Big news! Outspoken is now available as a podcast too. So please do subscribe wherever you get yours, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and make sure you rate and review. I'll take 5 stars, if you may.
Yeah, and I think it's going to also be the end of any reconciliation with his
Oh, it's
family.
done.
It won't happen. I mean, Harry has really seen that it's tough, it's difficult out there, and he's got to sell his soul. He's got to do things, and hey, you got to make a choice. And I think staying with Megan and doing all this Netflix stuff is one option, and then the other is really having your life back and being with your family and getting your life back. Essentially, he doesn't have a life. He doesn't have anything that is worth, I mean, in terms of his life, what is he going to do? What makes him happy? It's certainly not living away from his family and disconnect from his country as a prince and living this fairy tale life with Meghan, because she's the one who is living in her fairy tale, but Harry is simply living a nightmare, I believe. And this is part of it. I mean, these are the things he's got to make a choice around. And I just can't imagine that it's going to get better. He's got some real choices to make. And either choice is for him not going to be good, because for him, I think he needs both. He needs to be able to make money, and he needs to be able to have his own sense of life and community back with the things that connects him to who he is as a prince. And Megan doesn't want those things that Harry wants. They're no longer aligned in purpose, as I always say. And this is going to be a disaster for Harry. Harry's life is continually going down the drain. He needs to do something drastic that won't be easy for him to do.
And the thing is, P-Dina, that this isn't just the end of reconciliation with Prince William. I think the thing that people are really underestimating here is that the person who is actually even more sensitive than William in regards to major media projects involving Princess Diana is King Charles. He will be regretting, I believe, signing this deal to make a new series with Netflix with Idris Elba. I think he will be regretting that as a result of this decision because Charles was so rocked by the way that Netflix presented him in The Crown, to the point that I revealed at the time, P-Dina, that he had threatened not to turn up to the major David Attenborough Netflix event, which was one of the last big premieres that were attended with William and Harry side by side with their father, if any stars from The Crown were going to appear. And the reason I bring that story up is just to paint a picture of how sensitive Charles is too. And if Harry goes ahead and makes this series about Diana on Netflix, trust me, that's also the end of any reconciliation with Charles as well.
Mhm. Yeah, absolutely. So I think Harry is in a position now where uh, he has to really make some very hard choices. And this is what grown-up life is alike. I mean, this is what happens when you do certain things that you regret doing, and now you got to get yourself out of it. And it's not going to be easy to get yourself out of it. I think this is an important time for Harry right now. His relationship with his father is the most important thing. And nothing that Harry is going to do around Meghan and Netflix and all these things are going to be nearly as important as the last days and times that he's going to have with his father. You know, I just feel like this is a very, very pivotal time for Harry, and he's got to make some hard choices. And I don't blame the king. I think he has to tell Harry or put him in a position. I'm not going to be happy with you if certain things happen around Netflix. And this is the life Harry has chosen. And it's a good life lesson for him. But no one's feeling sorry for him. No one really cares about Harry and what he's going to do because either thing that he does, whether it's Netflix and Meghan or going back to the royal family, something's going to end up being a loss for him in a big way. And I think a lot of that is going to be around the children. And, it's just a nightmare, I think, for him that he's living. This is why we don't see him. We don't hear anything from him. He's really going down right now.
P-Dina, I also want to talk about this other story which has been buried this week, but I really focused on it last week, as you know, and it's this hate campaign by the Daily Mail against Prince William and Catherine, the Princess of Wales. And it's just continued at pace via their show Palace Confidential, where Richard Kay came on, and this was pointed out very well by Prince William's jaw and Meghan's mole, saying William and Kate have created the sort of slightly faux idea of happy families. They're not overrun with staff, but in fact, these properties will house a nanny and a housekeeper and presumably the protection staff as well. It doesn't look good. And as Meghan's mole put it, how dare William and Catherine be a happy, stable family, and we, the press, can't get any details to destroy their marriage in the press? Effing wankers. Prince William's jaw added, this is why the media is losing its mind. Liz Jones, once their new digs at the end of a long private road, the doors will be firmly shut, with Tessa Dunlop saying we've lost control of William. Access will be on his terms and his terms only. But it really does feel like this is a campaign, and there has now been a big switch off from this Palace Confidential show. So many people unsubscribing because of this Mail campaign. And it continued this week because do you remember last week they sent out the attack dogs and Amanda Platel and Liz Jones? This week on Palace Confidential, it was Richard Kay and Alison Boshoff leading the charge against William and Catherine. Watch. But first, let's be honest, finding a doctor who isn't just parroting big pharma talking points, practically impossible these days. But one bold Texas doctor of physical therapy is cutting through the nonsense, revealing 7 powerful reasons why anyone over 50 should be drinking this one overlooked thing daily. And no, it's not milk, not some chalky calcium shake either, don't worry. It's unique protein your body stops producing as you age, yet it's been shown to dramatically boost bone density, soothe joint pain, and even smooth out wrinkles and cellulite. Users are also seeing thicker hair, stronger nails, and faster results than you'd expect, some in just 2 weeks. And get this, over 5 million jars sold, more than 8,000 5-star reviews, and a 365-day money-back guarantee. That is confidence. So for my listeners, you can get up to 45% off this formula plus free shipping right now. Just head to trynativepath.com/outspoken.
We have a food industry that knows nothing about health and a health industry that knows nothing about food, right? And once you really understand that, you can see why we're in the problems that we are. We watch TV and they're feeding us all these foods that are refined and processed and get us sick. And the next commercial is a commercial about a pill that we're supposed to take. The forefront of what we do here at Native Path is we try to get people off the path of what most people are doing is eating that stuff and taking those pills and get them on the path to eating, moving, and living in harmony with their biology. Collagen is, in my opinion, it's the one thing that if you take it, everything else starts to get easier or unnecessary because it's so foundational in the structure of your body. We're deficient in this very important protein that our ancestors got plenty of. So it's a big part of what I say is important when we're aging. You have to have this as part of your diet.
Again, that's trynativepath.com/outspoken. No fluff, just results. Go see what the hype's about. And to watch my full, fascinating interview with the doctor, click on the link in the description box below. But now, back to the show.
Slightly faux idea of happy families that William and Kate have created. You know, they're not overrun with staff. They don't have flunkies in liveried uniforms. But in fact, we understand these properties which are being requisitioned will house a nanny and a housekeeper, and presumably their protection staff as well. It doesn't look good, but these properties are they're owned by the Crown Estate. The monarch can decide who's in them and who isn't at any one stage, and they'll be accommodated somewhere else.
Yeah, I think I read that actually where they've ended up accommodated is nicer.
Well, there we are.
Yeah.
I just think it's such a load of garbage. Honestly.
Oh, you can come back, Alison.
I know, because it's kind of cosplaying as a middle-class person. I think it's actually an insult. You know, you're the heir to the throne. Go and live in the palace. Bring in the tourists. Turn up, cut ribbons, smile. Get your beautiful wife to turn up in a beautiful frock. It all adds to the nation's soft power. It genuinely has an economic angle, economic significance to the tourism industry. And I just think there's kind of, we want privacy. Well, you can be private in a palace. I mean, it's just, I just think it's just faffing around at our expense. And I just think it's rubbish.
But maybe they just really like that place.
Well, tough luck.
Oh, I was going to say something else then.
I mean, P-Dina, I'm sorry, this is a full-throttled campaign now, one I think they'll come to regret.
Yeah, I mean, William and Catherine are very loved by the people. And I mean, some people will have a feeling about them living there and some won't. I mean, I think they've paid the price. I mean, they have done what they need to do in terms of their work. The public love them. Give them a break. It really is like just pulling at anything to make an issue out of it. I don't see why they would do something like this, considering how well he is, how well they're doing, what Catherine is going through, the young children. There's just so many things that don't warrant them doing this. Why would they call them out like this? To me, it just seems senseless to do that. But hey, look, people are unsubscribing.
Yes,
Good.
people are. Exactly. Come on over to the independent media, because that's the thing. There are so many agendas going on here. One of the reasons that the Mail has turned so significantly is just because they're annoyed that Prince William and Catherine gave the story of their move to Forest Lodge to the Sun newspaper. And I've worked for both newspapers. It is cutthroat competitive. I get that. But that's because the Sun has always been Team William and Catherine and has backed them all the way. Hello Magazine sticking by them, though, as Canal Citadel pointed out a front cover about the move. And yes, Forest Lodge will be a fresh start for the Wales, no matter who it bothers. And that is a nice cover. You know, they're looking forward to creating many happy family memories, a fresh start. And why should they not be allowed to do that? And P-Dina, as I have been saying, I still believe that they're going to end up at Windsor Castle. I really do. And Charles didn't want them there at this point. And people say there's lots of precedent for that. And I still believe they will end up at Windsor Castle. P-Dina, another huge story, by the way, that has been completely overshadowed this week, but it was broken by Paula Frolick of News Nation, revealing that Meghan and Harry have now abandoned Tyler Perry after the sexual harassment suit. And this one does surprise me a bit because I know it's what they do. I know they ghost everyone, but I thought Tyler Perry would be too rich and too influential for them to ghost. But no, Paula Frolick reports that Prince Harry's wife, Meghan Markle, may be about to debut her second season of her Struggling with Love Meghan show, but Tyler Perry won't be watching. Sources have told me the Atlanta-based power producer is truly, quote, bone deep hurt after Markle and Harry went radio silent since he was sued for sexual harassment in June. Harry and Meghan have said nothing, not one word to him since the news came out. There have been no public proclamations or private calls, nothing. And this is the man who saved them when they fled to England. There is no loyalty. They only care about themselves. And P-Dina, wow, if they're going to ghost Tyler Perry, they really will ghost anyone. Because remember, Tyler Perry still has the support of Oprah Winfrey and Gayle King, who turned up with him by their side at Beyonce's final gig.
Absolutely. And he's also the godfather to Lily. So how do you like where's your workaround there? Like where is your loyalty? If you wanted him to be the godfather, yeah, you didn't really know him very well, did you? It just shows that they're very shallow people. That's what shallow people do, okay? And should be a wake-up call to anybody that tries to befriend Megan. If you have any kind of PR backlash on something that you might do, or you won't get the support of these two. They're just very shallow and they're users, they're grifters, they're people that are not really in it for the true friendship. They're in it for the PR and what it looks like for them. And when it starts to look bad for them, hey, they are out the door. They can't afford to have too much bad publicity because they know they don't have a good publicity themselves. So it just speaks volumes to their character, if anything. So yeah, good wake up call for Tyler Perry, huh?
Indeed it is. And this is the thing, P-Dina, as we're always saying, people always regret getting involved. And there's very good reason for them to regret getting involved because this always happens. P-Dina, love having you from your beautiful studio after your travels, of course, to the United Kingdom, where I got to see you at Lady C's ball, and Europe. But brilliant to have you back on US soil. And of course, for so much more royal analysis from that studio, make sure you subscribe to P-Dina's YouTube channel. Always love having you though, P-Dina. We will speak next week. And of course, if you do want first access to our Royal Uncancelled After Show, where you get to hear from all of the best royal experts in the business, Lady Colin Campbell, Angela Levin, according to Taz, the Royal News Network, and of course P-Dina, then please do sign up to my Substack. The address is www.outspoken.live. Subscribers get first access to the Uncancelled After Show every single weekday. You get it in full with no advertising whatsoever. You can watch it either live or on demand. And at the same time, and this is something that I say from my heart, subscribing to my Substack really supports me because it is a free speech platform where I'm protected from big tech cancellation and lawfare. The address, www.outspoken.live. Thank you so much for watching Dan Wootton Outspoken. Please click on my face just to the bottom left to subscribe to this brand new independent news source and turn on the notification bell so you'll be alerted to our brand new live shows, uncancelled interviews, and special royal episodes. Outspoken is also now available as a podcast, so you can listen to the show every weekday on the go, wherever you are.